Following the destruction of the temple in the year 586 BC by the Babylonians, the children of Israel were brought back to the land by the Persians, but contrary to what the prophets had hoped, they did not undergo the transformation hoped for. The prophet Haggai castigates the people of Jerusalem for worrying about their own homes, rebuilding their own luxurious estates, instead of devoting their attention to the rebuilding of the temple. In this passage, we take a look at how this bravest of the minor prophets speaks truth to power. Hi, I'm Jonathan Lipnick, a professor at the Israel Institute of Biblical Studies. And in this video, we're going to take a closer look at the original Hebrew text of the book of Haggai, chapter 1, verse 6. Zeratem harbe vehave me'at, achol ve'en lesova, shato ve'en leshochra, lavosh ve'en lechom lo, vehamistaker mistaker el tzror nakuv. You have sown much and harvested little. You eat, but you never have enough. You drink, but you never have your fill. You clothe yourselves, but no one is warm. And you that earn wages to put them in a bag with holes. Very little is known about the prophet Haggai. His name, Haggai, seems to come from the Hebrew word Chag, which means a festival. Perhaps he was born on a festival, and therefore his name reflects that. But other than the fact that he lived in the time of Shivat Zion, the return to Zion following the destruction of the first temple by the Babylonians, very little is known about his life. What we do know is that in this short book, just 3 chapters long, Haggai makes one of the most damning accusations against the ruling classes of the land of Israel. In this verse, the prophet Haggai describes a Sisyphean, impossible state of affairs in which those at the bottom of the social hierarchy, the poor, are working to earn their wages and yet are never able to earn enough money to fill their purse. And yet those at the top of the pyramid, who have endless sources of revenue, are never able to achieve a state of happiness. This juxtaposition is made blatantly clear in the words used in the Hebrew original text of the Bible. He who earns his wages, hamistaker, has a pun there with the word to be inebriated, shiko or shochra. So those at the top and those at the bottom are in a similar situation. The prophet Isaiah is going to say neither population is doing something which is attractive in the eyes of God. Both should take a step back and devote themselves to the task of social justice, bettering society by means of building the house of the Lord in Jerusalem. In the next video of this series, we'll take a look at one of the most famous passages from the Hebrew prophets, where the prophet Ezekiel has a vision of a fascinating animal with 4 faces.